What'd you see from your team in the first half?
I thought we played hard. I thought we really played really hard defensively, and on the offensive end, I thought we were, again, shots, I mean, we're going to shoot the ball. I mean, we worked too hard not to do that, and I'm not sure we had many of them that were what I would call a bad shot. I just felt like, and we knew going in they were going to pack it back in there. We knew if we played inside out, that's what it would be, inside out. So we said, hey, if we're open, we're going to take it. Didn't get done what we wanted to get done on the offensive boards or the defensive boards from the way we grade out. We didn't get our number there. But I do think that we really worked hard defensively, and we're open. We're going to shoot the ball. We got to, again, do a better job on both ends, rebounding. We got to not foul the way we foul. We turned it over we had, our guards, I think, had 9 turnovers between them, and that shouldn't happen, but good effort defensively, and that's a team that I think is going to win games, and they do a lot of good things with their schemes. They with their ball screen action, I thought, again, defensively, we did a lot of different things with their defense, and overall, there were some good things. Obviously, being the first game, there's a lot we got to clean up.
Go to Ryan, then Mike, then Andrew.
Did you feel like anything changed for you guys offensively in the second half besides just making shots? And it seemed like Tennessee Tech was switching defenses a lot. How did you guys feel like you guys handled that?
Well, what we didn't do, again, we felt with the pace that we want to play that we're going to play against tempo presses, 2-2-1 or a 1-2-2. So we had worked on that this week and talked about we still want to play with the pace that we want to play with, and really try to make our depth a factor if we can. And we told them they're going to go zone, maybe 1 or 2 passes, 2, 3, 4 passes, but execute what we're doing on the offense or movement. And we didn't do that as well but honestly, we didn't spend a lot of time with it because I thought we would, the older group, we could flow right into it. It's just that we had those early looks in the offense, shots that if you guys watch this play, we're going to take those shots, but we've just got to do a better job of rebounding. But pace is really important to us. We know people are going to try to slow us down if they can, and we're going to have to work at playing that pace if we want to be able to really use the depth the way we'd like to.
Rick, what did you like about what you got from Josiah, and just how good is it to get him back in the fold?
Yeah, it's the first, that's obviously the most he's been out there playing. We've kept his reps down to a minimum. It's been more based on mileage in practice, but I thought, again, he did what I would expect from him. Come out, get in the flow of the game, but being for the first time out there, he did some good things. I thought his cardio was probably a little bit better than I thought it would be, but we had a set number we were going to how much we're going to play him tonight, and we took him up to there. Then we got him out, but I thought Joe, for the most part, did a really nice job.
Do you feel like the pace kind of led to some early turnovers, and if so, do you think that's something that'll kind of clean itself up as the season goes on?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, do you think the fast pace kind of led to some early turnovers? And if so, do you think?
No, I don't. I think, again, I'll show them every time we turn it over is because we didn't do what we practiced. And Urosh had a chance to kick it out. He didn't. He put it on the floor early. And then after that turnover, he came back. And, their first couple points, he fouled a 3-point shooter, left his feet. He gave up 5 quick points early. But I just didn't think he was totally locked in the way he needed to be. But we knew coming in tonight we'd end up playing more of a smaller lineup because of the fact that they could put 4 or 5 guards out there. But we practiced with a fast pace, and again, I could say we could move the ball around, throw it inside, maybe get fouled more, get to the free throw line more. But if we're open, we're going to take our shots. And I think the worst thing is when we get them hesitant, and I don't, again, for the most part, I don't think they were hesitant, but the fact is we ended up the second half shooting it well, which that's more in line with what we do. But there are going to be nights, I'm telling you, that we're going to have great looks at it. It doesn't go in. That's where we've got to be more aggressive and better on the offensive glass.
Rob, then Wes, then Ben.
Coach Tyreke, I don't know if he was surprised and saw the Gonzaga, but for him to do that in a real game with people in the arena, was that impressive?
Well, again, I think the other two games we played were real games too, and obviously more fans here tonight. And again, what can I say about our fan base? I think Tom said we almost had 18,000 people here tonight, which aren't many teams in the country that can say that. And students were awesome with their turnout, but you wonder when they start popping popcorn and the lights come on, how guys will respond. But I'm not surprised. I mean, his demeanor pretty much never changes, and other than the first half against Michigan State where he didn't attempt a shot, every half since then he's been everything that we thought he could be, and he can even do more. His versatility and the things that he does gives us really a terrific weapon. I thought defensively tonight he worked hard too.
And what about when he was running the point when Sakai was out? What was he doing that?
Yeah, we've worked with multiple guys bringing the ball down the floor and executing our offense, and the key is getting it down there quick is what we want to do. We want to put a lot of pressure on people early in the possession, and I did not think we did a great job getting our post guys involved early, and some of that had to do with Tennessee Tech doing a great job of getting back and getting deep in there and not giving us early post up and those type things. But Tyreke, he can do a lot of different things, and he's again, I think he and Julian, the more they get settled in, the better we're going to see them become.
Rick, when did your sort of mindset on taking threes really start to change in terms of the volume of it? Was it recently, or and what caused it? Was it how kids play these days, or was it what they're doing at the NBA level? What changed that for you?
I think I've said it. We have a system. We're going to adjust it to what we think players are good at. We can shoot the ball. I mean, it's plain and simple. We can shoot it. I mean, we stat every shot we take in practice. We stat every shot we take during vitamins. And I mean, there was one time this year that Zakai made 49 straight threes from behind what we call our 4-point line. And we shoot it, and we work hard at it. And but the players are the reason they're the reason we're playing the way we're playing right now. They had us. Just watching them play, and it's up to us to give them confidence. I mean, not at one time. I can tell you, every time out tonight, I said it to them: keep taking your shots. If you're open, shoot the ball. And because it goes back, we believe in what we do in practice, and we know how we practice. And if it's open, we expect them to shoot it.
Rick, Jemiah at one point had a nice little 5-0 run, 3 and a mid-range jumper. How much has he improved offensively, and do you think that you can get that consistently from him this season?
I think he's better than what he's played up to this point. I mean, he arguably is probably our most improved player from the returning players. And again, he understands our system. He knows. I mean, tonight he played the 4. Even when Julian was out there, we had him match up because we think he can guard it. We know, and we really believe that our perimeter guys on switches can guard inside. We really do believe that. We got to get our post guys doing a better job on the perimeter when we get into those switching type situations that we're going to get into some, just because of what people do. But the only thing, again, I think he and Santi and Tyreke and Zakai had turnovers tonight that they shouldn't have had, and it all, every one of them was really a poor decision, to be quite frank. Trying to do things that, because when a game gets going like that, and they're sagged back in there, and again, we keep telling them to play with the post guys because we want the post guys to be involved, but there's certain times you can't get it there. You got to move on, and we didn't do that a few times.
Despite it being Julian's first regular season game, he looked really confident out there. What does that say about his mentality, and how does that mentality kind of lead to him being so possibly successful in his first year?
Well, I can tell you, we love Julian, and we love him for all the things that he has done from the time he's walked on campus. I mean, he has bought into the program. He's a guy that cares a lot about his teammates. He cares about his own personal game. If you knew how hard he's worked above and beyond what we ask him to do, is something. I think he pressed a little bit early, which I think he has up to this point, which I'm not surprised. He's a freshman, whereas I think you see the difference in he and Tyreke being a fifth-year player. I mean, there is a difference, but that just shows you that. I mean, there's a really high ceiling for Julian that he's going to get to, and I thought he was really tried to work hard the second half getting on the glass. I think like most young players, when he missed some shots and he can shoot the ball. There's no question he can shoot it. The air ball that he shot from mid-range, he wasn't ready. He shouldn't have taken that shot because he was surprised. And that goes back to our lack of organization on that possession. But he picked up 2 charges. He made a great effort in the second half, going to use his length and getting on the glass. And that's what's exciting. There's just so much more he can add to his game, and the better he also gets to really run the lanes hard. It's going to help him. And but again, his ceiling is way up there, and he's really just getting started.
Go next to Ryan.
How would you assess y'all's defensive performance tonight?
You know, again, we fouled too much. You know, we did a good job in terms of holding them to what we want from a point per possession total, but didn't do the job on the defensive boards that we needed to do. Didn't, again, foul too much. I haven't seen the deflection chart yet. I know we got our hands on a number of different balls and broke some loose, but I haven't seen that number yet. But overall, they scored 43 points, and we were playing hard, and that's the first step in wanting to be a good defensive team. Now, there's a lot of things we've got to clean up, but we've got to get max effort. We got to get our cardio where we need it from everybody, where there's not a big drop off when the pace gets going for two. We'd like to get the pace going for 2.5, 3 minutes, and sometimes it could end up being 4. Who knows? But our cardio has got to continue to get better. So there's just no drop off on the defensive end, and certainly at the pace we'd like to play on the offensive end, that we can play at that pace, but execute at that pace.
Mike?
Rick, what's the plan, I guess, for DJ Jefferson this season, and what went into reaching that point?
Well, we just felt with DJ, we think, you know, we're really excited he's here with us. I mean, he's got a load of talent. And he missed some early season practice, which set him way back. It's happened every year when a freshman misses that early season practice, and I think he was out for a couple of weeks with an ankle, and it really set him back, especially with the older group of guys. But you never redshirt a guy unless you know he's going to be a factor in your program, and there's no doubt he's got a chance to be a real factor. And I think it's going to help him tremendously, because everyone that we've ever done that with, it has paid off. If they do their part, and there's no question in my mind, I think he will. Certainly, we hope he will, and we're excited he's here. But just with what he missed early, we just felt like it was going to be really hard for him to catch up.
So you are redshirting him?
Yeah, we are going to redshirt him. Yeah.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you guys.